How can a digital 3D copy of a building help lower the costs of constructing that building? And what does augmented reality have to do with making less mistakes on the job site? If you want to find out the answers to these questions and more, you're going to want to stick around for the rest of this video because today we're using our imagination to predict the top 5 ways that 3D technologies are going to be transforming construction as we know it over the next few years. My name is Omar from Object, and after 15 years in the building materials industry, I am now on a mission to help companies just like yours stand out from the competition using the power of 3D technologies. In this video, you're going to learn how 3D tech is going to transform building construction, making it faster, more efficient, safer, and more affordable than ever before in history. Now, before I get started, if any part of this video is cool with you, jives with you, if you like it, please press that like button, share it, subscribe. Now, let's jump right in. My first prediction of how 3D tech is going to be transforming construction is that we're going to see mass adoption of building information modeling. Building information modeling, BIM for short, is sort of like a 3D version of AutoCAD, except that unlike AutoCAD, which is just geometries, these are geometries attached with information, important information. Information like costing, information like when it's supposed to go up during the construction schedule. You could even add things like sustainability and maintenance. One of the key benefits of building information modeling is that everybody is sharing the same model at the same time. This is why you see mass adoption of this already in Europe, especially in the UK, where it is mandatory for many projects. You also see more adoption of this every day in the United States, where it actually originated from. But building information modeling, everyone's sharing the same thing. So the GCs, developers, architects, and the tradespeople, we all have one source of truth. So you have less chances of people clashing with each other, better communication, and with any construction project, communication is key because when communication breaks down, everything else breaks down. And as you have more communication, you have less chances of mistakes and a more efficient, more successful project overall. So I think in the next few years, you're going to see a lot more companies have building information model as their cornerstone, as a fundamental technology in their firms. Now, my second prediction of how 3D tech is going to be transforming construction as we know it is that you're going to see mass adoption of augmented reality solutions. So AR, augmented reality, is sort of like virtual reality, except instead of being completely fully immersed in a 360 digital environment, you still see everything around you, but with important layers of information and context. So a good way to think about this, and this, by the way, it could be done on your smartphone, on a tablet, but I think over the next few years, you're going to see a lot more construction folks on the site donning augmented reality glasses like the HoloLens 2. One of the key ways to use this is importing into those AR glasses your building information models. So already companies over in Europe like Gamma AR and here in the United States, Argyle, links you can find below, are able to import these BIM models and allow you to see building elements before they go up. You're able to see where they're supposed to go. You're also able to see hidden building elements, things like conduits and plumbing that are behind walls or floors. You're able to see that. But one of the key uses for this is that you're going to be able to use it for layouts. Now, if you've ever done a layout, I know I have, you're usually working off of a 2D space with building plans. And there's many ways to mess this up and only one way to get it right. But when you're able to overlay building information models into an AR solution, you're able to see exactly where everything is supposed to be. So you're able to make your layouts faster, more efficient, and more accurately than ever before. My third prediction of how 3D tech is going to be transforming our industry is that we're going to have winners and you're also going to have losers. The winners are going to be the companies that start experimenting with 3D technologies early on already. They should be experimenting with it. They're going to be staying on top of these trends. They're going to be implementing these solutions on the job site. And when they start implementing these 3D technological solutions, they're going to be working more efficiently than ever before. They're going to be more accurate than ever before. They're going to be making less mistakes. They're going to be leaner. They're going to be buying materials exactly. There's going to be less waste overall. And as all these costs are driven down, they'll become more profitable. With those profits, they'll be able to reinvest into more 3D technologies and be able to take on more jobs more efficiently than ever before and be more successful than ever. But those companies that refuse or are slow to adopt these technologies are going to be left, unfortunately for them, in the dustbins of construction history. My fourth prediction of how 3D technologies are going to be transforming the construction industry is that you're going to see downward pressure on the cost of construction. If you've kept up with the news lately, you know that there is a housing affordability crisis in the United States. It's been going on for way too long. It's because construction is so inefficient. There's so much waste in materials, waste in time, waste in labor, and all this drives up the cost of construction. But as more and more companies start implementing these 3D technologies, they'll be more efficient, they'll be making less mistakes, they're just going to be operating a lot leaner, and they'll be able to place more competitive bids. And as more and more companies start implementing these technologies and they are working more efficiently, it's just going to drive downward pressure on the cost of construction. And this is going to be hugely beneficial to those here in the United States and throughout the world, especially all those folks that are not able to afford housing because of the cost of construction. Now, the fifth and final prediction that I have of how 3D technologies are going to be transforming construction as we know it is that we're going to see a renaissance in 3D printed homes. So 3D printed structures, sort of like your desktop 3D printer that lays down material one layer at a time to create whatever, like a wrench. But unlike your 3D desktop printer, a 3D robotic arm is going to be laying down layers of a cementitious mortar mix, which by the way is just as stronger than your regular concrete masonry unit. But unlike regularly built structures, these robotic arms never get tired. They can literally print around the clock. So homes that used to take months to build out can now be built out in weeks with less labor and way more accurately than ever before. But one of my favorite benefits of a 3D printed structure is that you're not constrained by the limitations of the concrete masonry brick, right? All the structures that we've seen over the last 100 years for the most part are boxy in nature. They're rectangulars or squares. But the robotic arm does not care. It's not constrained by a square. It could go anywhere. So you're going to see more natural flows, more natural curves to structures. And already companies are doing this. Companies like Apis Core, based out of Melbourne, Florida, right up the street from us here in Miami, have already printed the largest 3D printed structure in the world over in Russia. And they're aggressively looking to take over the market here in the United States with their unique solution. You can find the link below, by the way. And I predict in the next 10, 15 years, you're going to see entire communities printed out looking nothing like the communities of the past because they're going to have flows and curves and more efficient uses of space, things that you've never seen before. And it's going to be a complete renaissance in how we have built our communities. So to recap, the top 5 predictions that I'm making of how 3D technologies are going to be transforming construction as we know it is that you're going to see mass adoption of augmented reality, mass adoption of building information modeling. You're going to see winners, you're going to see losers. You're going to see downward pressures on construction costs, and we're going to see a renaissance in 3D printed structures. Now, if you're in the building materials industry and you want to find out how you could join our pilot program, well, we'll create for you a 3D product configurator for one of your products. Drop a comment in the comments section below with the words 3D Me. It's 3D ME. we'll make sure to reach out to you. That's all I have for today. Until next time, my name is Omar from Object. See you later.